I don't want to go out like Pop Smoke or Paca Big, but I know God could do what he wants. That's his prerogative. Let karma come around right now. That sounds provocative, cause I know negative times a negative equals positive. Should we sin cause we under grace? I'm yelling God forbid. So many haters coming by camp. I gotta cop the sig. Traffic in Babylon, the head of the merchants. Just because of my skin, they think I'm less of a person. I'm coming to bruise the head of the serpent. I got blood on my hands and they read as a surgeon. Blessings and curses.
Take a look at me and tell me what you see. Do you see a thug or do you see a human being? I'm not asking for your sympathy. All I'm asking is for you to believe in me. You to believe in me.
That's right. Yeah. All praise and glory and honor to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yeah, it's your brother Taza. Y'all coming back at y'all another chopper. Right? Appreciate y'all chopping up with me. It's real deal. You know what I mean? Today we're going to go into the Most High God friends and the Most High God enemies, right? Through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Let's just jump right into it. We already know the Most High, he has a chosen people. You know what I mean? So obviously it's chosen, you know what I mean, it's not going to be his forever enemy, right? It's different enemies, right? We're going to get into it, though. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and 6. And it says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So the whole time, the Most High has a chosen nation, which is the Israelites, above all people. And they his. Straight like that. He put them people above all nations, and they his. Straight like that. So guess who everybody else is? Because, you know, that's the next question. What about everybody else? All right, let me get two quick precepts in Ezekiel. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 39 and verse 23, right? And it reads, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. Straight like that. So whole time, if Israel is the Most High's own and they're above all people, who's everybody else? The heathens. Straight like that. The heathens. You can look at these translations. One say the Gentiles, one say the nations. And ain't that something? Because really Gentiles just mean nations. Straight like that. You feel what I'm saying? But we ain't going to get into Gentiles. Because Gentiles can mean nations or Hellenized Jews. We ain't going to get that deep. Stay on top of it, right? So the whole time, we already know if you ain't Israel, you a heathen. Straight like that. We already know Israel went to captivity. Every nation tried to say they were slaves. But the whole time, like Deuteronomy 28 and 68 say, Israel went into slavery on ships. Can't no other nation say that. Right? Straight daggone on that one. Let's keep moving. Let's go to another one in Ezekiel 37 and 28. Right? And it reads, and the heathen shall know that I, the Lord, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. Straight like that. So the whole time it's Israel and then it's the heathen. The Most High say he's going to sanctify Israel and be with them forever, right? Even though, you know, we went off as a nation, so the Most High hid his face, right? So we was his enemy for a little while, right? But he will sanctify us and be with us forever. Straight like that. So let me jump into this real fast, because this is where the confusion come in a little bit, right? Yeah, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, Israel. I'm just gonna bring it out a little bit, right? It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 43. It says, ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy, right? 44. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Now you might say, well, why did Christ do that, right? You feel what I'm saying? Because the whole time, you know, Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever, right? Let's bring it out real fast. You feel what I'm saying? So the whole time, we know that if he the same yesterday, today, and forever, then he possibly can't be saying nothing new, right? Hebrews 13 and 8, Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forever. So the whole time, you have to ask yourself, well, what does he mean when he says this? what he's doing is giving you a clarification, right? Because we have different enemies, right? Enemy doesn't mean the heathen, right? Let's bring that out real fast. There's different meanings for enemy. It could mean that the heathen, right? Well, but really what Christ is talking about specifically is your brother, because the whole time, you know, Israel, we became each other's enemies for real. Like, you know, I don't get too deep in it, but you can research how the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom came about, right? In the nation of Israel, a northern kingdom came about and a southern kingdom came about. You can do your research on that. But the whole point I'm trying to make is different enemies. There's different definitions for enemies, right? Let's bring this one out. This is an example. 1 Corinthians 15:26. It says, the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Right there, it's calling enemy. It's like it's calling death an enemy. So the whole time we got to say that we have to recognize and acknowledge that enemies have different meanings, just like Gentiles have different meanings. You got to study to show that self-approved, right? Straight like that, man. Straight like that, right? But let me just stay on topic for real, right? It's the book of James, chapter 4, and verse 4, right? And it says, ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God. Straight like that. And that can confound you because you going to think in John 3:16 that he so loved the world. So we got to understand, Israel, when we reading when we reading the scriptures, we got to get discernment on these words, because you got to remember these are translations, right? So through the Spirit, we got to go into definitions of words, right? And we got to read context, right? You feel what I'm saying? And we just got to search the scriptures daily and everything. And we also got to use common sense too, right? We got to use common sense too, right? It's all mathematics. You know what I mean? That's why iron sharpen iron, right? And that's why, you know, like it says, you know, when you're a baby, you get milk, and then as you grow, you can eat the meat. You know what I'm saying? You're able to take anything and eat the meat and spit out the bones, right? So like, I'm getting off topic, right? So the whole time, this is another example of being a different enemy, right? And it's letting you know that a friend of the world is an enemy of God. So us being, you know, of the Most High, right, and doing what the Most High wants us to do, we can't be friends of the world, right? We can't be friends of the world, straight like that. Because being a friend of the world is an enemy to God. And we don't want to be God's enemy, do we? Obviously, we don't. And, man, let me give you another breakdown real fast, Israel. Like I said, I ain't going to hold y'all too long. You know what I mean? Because you're going to say, well, you said love our enemies. Yeah, you got to know what enemy that's talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's the book of Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Now, if we follow in the Most High, we got to hate what the Most High hate, and we got to love what the Most High love. Wouldn't you agree? It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 48. It says, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Right? So we got to be perfect, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, even as our Father which is in heaven is perfect. So we got to be like the Father. Everybody know the order, right? Father, Christ, man, woman, child. You see what I'm saying? So obviously, in totality, everybody trying to be like the Father. Straight like that. So if the Father hate Esau, guess what? Israel hate Esau. Straight like that. If the Father say he's an enemy of the world, guess what? We enemies of the world. Straight like that. You see what I'm saying? Straight like that. It don't make it no harder. Don't make it no more difficult than what it is, Israel. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta let it be for real. Don't beat yourself up trying to convince yourself of something that's not there. This book of Psalms chapter 5 verse 4. For thou art not a God that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee, right? Because if we like the Most High, we can't have evil be around us, right? The foolish shall not stand in thy sight, thou hatest all workers of iniquity. So if the Most High hate all sinners, right? We gotta hate sinners too. You see what I'm saying? And we ain't talking about somebody that's stumbling, because we rebuke our brothers, right? We rebuke our brothers. But if they continue in sin, you can't be around them. It's just that simple. You cannot be around them. You can't, shorty. You feel what I'm saying? But some people don't know no better. That's, you know, they're ignorant. You might could try to help them, right? Try to help them through the Spirit. However, somebody that just choose to be sin like a homosexual, the Most High hates that. It's abomination. You think He wants you to be around something that He hates? Come on, shorty. That's when you have to use common sense, right? Let me get one more, Israel. One more, shorty. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 1, verse 1. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." So if you hang around people that sin consistently, we gotta add that. Come on now, you're not gonna get blessed. You're gonna end up, that spirit gonna probably end up jumping on you. Straight like that. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to do the Most High have you do. Straight like that. And what did He have you do? Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Straight like that. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Let me just bring it out to close it out, Israel. Right? It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. NLT, that's the whole story. That's the whole story, shorty. This is what you focus on. When all else fails, right? When all else fails, this is what you focus on. Because I'm going to do a part 2 for real, for real. I'm going to have to give it an in-depth breakdown. I ain't going to hold you too long on this one, though, Israel. Right? Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. That's the whole story. Here, now, is my final conclusion. Fear God and obey His commandments, for this is everyone's duty. This is what you focus on daily. Period. Period. Straight like that, Israel. Like I said, I'm going to come back with a part 2, man. I'm going to give y'all more in-depth breakdown of enemies and let y'all know, you see what I'm saying, through the Spirit and power, y'all about Shem Yahushua. These words have different meanings, but you should know that by now. All right? But yeah, all praise and glory and honor to our power, y'all about Shem Yahushua. Appreciate y'all chatting with me, Israel. DTA. Till next time, Shalom.